Yo, nah, honestly, it made me just sit and think like, damn, bro, like, yo, like again, like I've never been somebody who would consider myself anti-Semitic or never been somebody who even thought twice about the Jewish people, bro. But
Mm-hmm.
like I've always stated, man, I can tell you who control you, bro, by who you can criticize. Like I can
Mm-hmm.
tell you, like I can tell you who can, like like who controls you, where like and who you're scared of, and if it's gotten to a point now where every single thing is deemed anti-Semitic. Now, I understand a movie slash book that he shared, cool. If there was some fucked up shit in there, cool. But the artwork for that book, I actually looked at what Kyrie shared, and Kyrie shared an artwork that says Hebrew equals Negro, meaning that the Hebrews are black folks, right? So that was the essence of what he was trying to like get across, right? But he just used an artwork from a book that was fucked up. You feel me? Like
Mm-hmm.
so, right? So, but I feel like they for sure understand the concept, so context. Like they for sure understand what's going on, what Kyrie meant by that. But they're taking this route to kind of send a message to every other race of these motherfuckers right here. They are on this pedestal, and like if you other motherfuckers think that your black ass can speak on them niggas, you got another thing coming, bro. And I'll be real, like there, I guess, consequences for Kyrie and other black athletes and black people, bro. That might be counterintuitive, bro. Because again, I don't even, because I think that now black folks we're getting kind of sick and tired of this shit, bro. Like, right, like
Mm-hmm.
y'all ragdolled buck broken Kanye. You feel me? Like, got him out of here. Cool. All right, we can probably say all right, and like now they're doing it to Kyrie and as black folks, the black people who are just neutral. Again, there are niggas who actually hate Jews. I don't know why, but the folks like us who are neutral,
Yeah.
we're starting to say, "Hold up, now, bro, what's going on here?"
Yeah. And that's what I was saying earlier. I think that it's alarming to the regular person, the person who just really like Kyrie because he hoop or whatnot, and then y'all trying to figure out, because I don't even think that most people really understand what the word anti-Semitic even means, right? I was watching this clip from ESPN or one of them basketball shows, and they had a rabbi on there who the rabbi had to pull out a dictionary and read what the most recent update of anti-Semitic means. And it just was anything like, if you say anything that could be perceived, I believe the word perceived was in there, to demean Jewish people, that's anti-Semitic.
Mm-hmm.
And so it ain't even like you got to say something hateful. Like we hear, it ain't like you got to say the N word, or, you know what I'm saying? Like in reference to like black folks, there are things that you could say about black people, coons, all of this shit that we'd be like, yo, bro, now you crossed the line. You don't even got to go there with them. You just literally got to say something like along the lines of, y'all got way too much power. And you could be deemed as anti-Semitic. But we also got my man FYL Sports Debate in here, man. What's up,
Oh, man,
FYL?
I ain't in the building, man. That's my guy, man.
What up? Hey, I saw your stream the other day. That was pretty smooth, poetic. And AB, you back live again? Salute.
Oh yeah,
But
we definitely got to do that.
I'm gonna say something that's controversial. This whole thing with Kyrie, like I understand, like okay, they asked him for an apology. He gave his version of an apology, and it's just like when you listen to the media talking to Kyrie, and I'm not even one to side with Kyrie a lot, but they sit here saying, well, why can't you just say I'm sorry? Like why do they want him to say it the way they want it said? Like they want a specific sound bite from him
Mm-hmm.
just so they can blast a certain sound bite over and over and over. And when you really think about it, at the end of the day, black people can't be anti-Semitic, but it's not for the reasons that Kyrie said. It's because we don't even know what a Jew is, in the sense that they're talking with anti-Semitism. Like you can go to any hood in America and walk up to a black person and be like, tell me an anti-Semitic joke.
Mm-hmm.
They'd be like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I don't know it. No black person knows any Jewish jokes, any anti-Semitic jokes, or words that could be used to demean that community, because we don't even know who they are. Yet you can go to all these other communities, Mexican, white, black, Italian, and you say, Tell me a black person joke. They got jokes for days.
Mm-hmm.
All communities, they can run them off for days, and they do it behind the scenes. They do it behind the scenes. I've seen it. I've heard it. I know it. I know it happens. They know it happens. They try to deny it, but that's what I'm saying. It's just like y'all making a big deal about him mentioning a small section of some movie, which the part that he referenced had nothing to do with the rest of the documentary that they're talking about. He just mentioned one small expert out of this documentary. There were other portions in it that they consider anti-Semitic, and now they just want to demonize him and say he's. It's just like they being petty with this man. They being petty with him. It couldn't have, man. I could tell he was having a real hard time biting his tongue and be like, y'all just need to shut the fuck up and get out of my face because y'all sound dumb as hell bringing this anti-Semitic stuff to him. And ain't none of them stood up. Ain't none of the media personnel, ain't none of them really ever stood up for any black athlete like that. When LeBron James gets slandered or these athletes get slandered daily, like, you know, by the Candace Owenses and all these people, Tucker Carlson, they don't say nothing.
Nothing.
And so I'm not even trying to hear it, man. They just being petty with this man at this point. And it's sad, man. Like it's starting to. What they're doing is they're turning anti-Semitism into a joke because it's probably a real thing in some communities, but this is not anti-Semitism, and they're trying to turn it into some goofy joke, and now nobody's gonna take it serious no more because this is not what it is. And it's sad, man.
Yeah. You know what's so funny though? The hard part is, I think you're speaking from it from a perspective of similar to what I was saying earlier. Is just like most black folk. The only real. I watched an episode of Atlanta, right? And there was y'all watched that show, Paperboy, Donald Glover, and all that stuff. And they took Paperboy to a lawyer. It was a black lawyer, and he was like, "Nah, man, I want a Jewish lawyer, man. Like, we doing it big time. Give me a Jewish agent, man. Give me a Jew." You know what I'm saying? And like to me, that's the only real joke that black folks know about that community. Is like, if you get to Hollywood, go get you know what I mean? If you're doing real business, like that's who you should be getting with, right? Those are the people who broker things and all that stuff. And that's our perspective on it. And so it's crazy to me because truthfully, in most communities, that type of like perspective is a badge of honor. Like, we don't even understand why you would even not want to be the dude that when it comes to certain professions, people look to as the people in power. You know what I'm saying? Like when people say, if you want a running back, you got to get a black dude or a black corner. We don't be like, damn, bruh. Like why all the running backs, you know what I mean? Got to be a certain way. And so I think that they are creating a really weird dynamic, but I think it's also hard because you can see that you can take it as a joke if you want and not take it serious, and they get you up out of here really quick.
Damn, but they only do it with certain people. Like they picking and choosing. They doing it like they not gonna do it to Joe Smo. They don't care if Joe Smo on YouTube does it if you got 100,000 subs. They doing it to the Kanye's and the Kyries, right? I just heard, whose broadcast was that? I just heard on Vlad TV he was interviewing Tony Yayo, and Tony Yayo said he was having a conversation, and he said there was like a clique of Jews who kind of ran some of the companies around him, and they had like a certain name for him. It was like Jewish unit or something. I don't know what it was, but it's just like they picking and choosing because they could have easily took what Tony Yayo said and tried to do the same thing they did with Kyrie, but you can't really cancel Tony Yayo. Ain't nobody gonna care if you start saying he was anti-Semitic. It ain't going to, but they only using Kyrie because it's an easy target and he's backed by the NBA, and they know that the NBA is gonna stand with the Jewish community and be like, you need to apologize. And the same with Kanye and Adidas and all these other companies. They don't really care. It wasn't anti-Semitic what he said or did. They just picking and choosing when to throw that term around. To me, it's kind of stupid, man.
Yeah.
Weak. It's a weak move, people. It's playing victims. Playing victims now. That's a weak move.
That kind of showed though, right now. That kind of shows the difference between them and us. Is that their people stick together. Like for example, man, like when let's say like the head of Nike is Jewish, when like he cancels you, JP Morgan is coming. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like Twitch is coming. The head of right. Listen, like they all rallying together to make sure your ass is canceled when like one of us gets done wrong. Man, shit, man. Listen, man. Like he should be playing like that, right? Like it's crazy, bro. Like we don't even, bro, like we don't even like have the concept of or the idea of like maybe we should stick together. And I just say, damn, bro. Listen, man. Like shit, nigga, you talking too much, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah, man, truthfully, what I think it is, and I feel like this is something I picked up whenever we went overseas for a little bit, is like here we kind of in this place where like this is home, but we also detach from it, right? And then so we don't really feel unity here, right? But then like if the three of us, we could hate each other guts here. If the three of us went to Poland and it was just us, we would have a strong community, right? Even if I hated FYF and he was the only other black guy over there, we would have to put that shit to the side and figure it out. You know what I'm saying? And I think that a lot of these other communities that really stand tall here, they come from somewhere else, they come here and then they band together. We're here and we have been kind of programmed in a way, or like even our thought process, the way that we even listen to music and shit that we listen to, is programmed us to not really like each other like that. You know what I'm saying? I be hearing songs where black folks be talking about how much they hate black folks, and I don't have a problem killing black, you know what I mean? Like just liking themselves to Nazis and shit as they talking about how they feel about other black people. And so I think that
said, sorry, right? No, Dave Stove said, I really hate niggas, I'm a Nazi, love wearing all black when you see, right?
And
like,
niggas sung that like in the club, hype to it. Oh, hell yeah, me too. And yeah. My man Montana 300 like said that shit like, and I remember because I was thinking like, damn, this nigga really don't like niggas. He was like, I hate niggas, I have no problem with killing one. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that was a video with millions and millions of views, and people was like championing the lyricism in that. And I think that's why we don't stick together like that, is because we just don't even see each other as one, where those folks they have a shared kind of story and then a shared displacement, and so they kind of like, you know what I mean, help each other out. But yeah,
but AB, isn't that what I think? Us watching what they doing, they did it to Kanye when Kanye said he kind of exposed what they were doing. Now they're doing it to Kyrie. This is exactly what I think Kanye was talking about, how, look, the owner of Nike or the CEO of Nike, he might hate the CEO of JP Morgan Chase. He might hate his guts. But as soon as one Jewish person of power says, I think that was anti-Semitic, it's irregardless of how any other Jew feels, they all saying, okay, well, you said it's anti-Semitic, we riding with you, and we're going to use our power to flex our muscles against whoever you said that against you. We'll figure it out later. If it was anti-Semitic or not, we'll hash that out later. But you said it was anti-Semitic right now, so right now we're going to go flex our muscles on whoever you think it did you wrong. And I think that's what's happening. I think Kanye was talking about how they have power with money and resources, and they recklessly, and what you see with Kyrie is, you see, and when you have the power, you can be reckless. When you have the money, you can be reckless, but they are using it. You flex your muscles with a like gang mentality. This is how gangs operate. Gangs will, right or wrong, like if you fighting in Crip, right or wrong, they all gonna jump you. Whether they're whoever you fight, he could be in the dead wrong, but they all gonna jump you. They'll hash it out later if he was in the right or the wrong. But they gonna jump you. They gonna take care of you if they'll deal with the right or wrong later. I think that's what they're doing with Kyrie. They don't care about if it was right or wrong. They just jumping him. Everybody jumping him out because one person said it was anti-Semitic.
Yeah, and I think like I feel like there's a part of the community who is going to be like, oh shoot, they jumping Kyrie, we got to go help him out. But I don't think that we don't. But that's what I feel like there's a people who want to do that, but I don't think that people even know how to do that. I heard people talking about boycotting the NBA, and I'm watching G League game and I'm watching the NBA game and I'm reading on Twitter about boycotting the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like
basketball, nigga. Yo, bro. What's crazy, right? It's that Kyrie is, like Kyrie could go without, like for example, Kyrie like pretty much like turned down like 10 to 15 million, right? By just like sitting home, right? Mm-hmm. So like he could withstand that, but like it's a different type of ball game when Kyrie says you know what, bro, I apologize, bro. Hey, yo, listen up, man. I take accountability. Because he knew, bro, like what was coming. And then after he came off his throne, right? Again, it's very strategic, right? So why I think they waited until Kyrie like took quote unquote responsibility and apologized in his own way. It's so now Kyrie could no longer be seen as a martyr, right? Meaning like if Kyrie says, you know what, bro, nah, man, I'm standing my square. I'm standing on a freaking principles. Y'all won't bully black folks no more. Now, guess what? Now he's now standing for something, and now like it's an actual division and actual war now. But once they waited once Kyrie apologized, admitted fault, now it's like, okay, now let's get him, right? Because now he's standing for nothing, right? He said, yo, I took, man, bro, them people is smart, bro.
Yeah,
I was saying the same thing. I was talking to myself the other day. I was like, the one thing you can criticize Kyrie on is like with all these other situations, he stood on the square, right? With the vaccine mandate in the bubble. But in this situation, it's hard to get people to back you and support you when you will under pressure, man, and you drop that apology somewhere. It's just like, man, I mean, you can't jump out there and make these comments and then under a little bit of pressure, because it was very little pressure. That little media guy talking to him was not nothing. I mean, I don't know, man.
I'd imagine that there was some pressure behind the scenes because remember it came out that he was going to give $500,000 to the ADL or something like that, and so they had the people sitting courtside. I'm sure the Nike people was on his neck. Adam Silver made a statement about how he was going to talk to Kyrie here in a little bit. He wanted a whole apology and he was going to get on his neck. Like, I feel like people was coming at him from a lot of different ways, and I could tell that like the power structure was escalating of who was coming at him. You know what I mean? It started as just like these media folks and like some internet Twitter beef, and then all of a sudden they start looping in the big dogs. But I really think it's like I remember I watched this clip from Russell Simmons with the Kanye West situation, and Russell Simmons, he spoke out or was trying to give Kanye some game, or, you know what I mean? It was like, yo, Kanye, you said some crazy stuff, but like we need to, let's talk. Like you should do X, Y, and Z. And then he got back on and was like, yo, one of my really powerful friends in that community just called me and was like, yo, why you helping Kanye right now? Like, and he alluded to the fact that people were coming at him for even siding with Kanye a little bit, even trying to give him some sauce, even trying to teach him or doing some things. They just wanted him, like, you know what I mean, hung out to dry. And so I wouldn't be surprised if he was feeling those different types of levels of calls coming in from folks. And that's why he had to, like, you know what I'm saying, let me just say, all right, I understand. You done put somebody's grandson on here with me. Let me go ahead and apologize.
Do you think? This question is for both of y'all. Do y'all believe that Adam Silver and all these big organizations like Nike? Do y'all think these Adam Silver and Nike and all these big organizations care at all about this? If the Jewish community didn't have so much power and influence.
I think somebody told me, I believe Adam Silver is Jewish.
Yes, sir.
Which is like,
I got it, whatever it's called, yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, saying, is this a big deal? Because we've seen NFL players, we've seen white NFL players get caught saying the N-word, all types of stuff, and we ain't seen this much fanfare. I don't remember them ever making these white athletes who got caught saying the wrong thing at the wrong time get up and you have to say an apology the right way 1,000 times over